When I'm live streaming, this has to be the second most asked question of all time. Hey, yo, Tex, who should I choose for my team captain token? And I figured it's time to go make a video about that. For those that are wondering what the number one most question asked has been, it is, how do I get 10 hours? That's all it is. If you guys want to know how to get 10 more hours to play the EA Access trial on PS4, link down in the description, check it out, get on here, get your grind on, make some coins, and then in its return, make some money. For those that don't know how to go about getting your team captain, the easiest thing in the world. You gotta come over to the rival solo challenges, get to the recruit your team captain solo, click it, play these 4 games. Really easy to try each one of these bad boys out. And upon completion, you're gonna be unlocking yourself a team captain fantasy pack where you have a choice between Aeneas Williams, Eddie George, Leroy Glover, as well as Ed McCaffrey. Now that you have your team captain, what I recommend you guys do is go ahead and play the other solo challenges, play the rivals to go ahead and get yourself one of the 5 overall elites. Go ahead and play the NFL Epic, get yourself the Adrian Peterson, the Larry Fitzgerald, the Ronnie Lott, and then the Jack Youngblood. And then after all of that said and done, then it's best to go ahead and choose your real captain. You go ahead and choose whoever for right now to get you through some of them solos, because early on I chose Eddie George because I needed a running back to knock out them Adrian Peterson solos, even though they give you Adrian Peterson, so I don't know why I wasn't thinking at that point. But it's best to go ahead and get all these free elites that you possibly can for playing these solos, then make your decision based off how you want to build your team. So as of right now, as you guys look at my lineup, there's a couple of iterations your team could look like right now after getting done playing them solos, but in terms of the free elites that they give you, your offense can either look like one of 3 things. It can look like this, where you have the Andre Johnson, the Adrian Peterson, the Larry Fitzgerald, no tight end Ertz, and then no quarterback Big Ben. It can look like this, where you got quarterback Big, as well as Adrian Peterson, Andre Johnson, and Larry Fitzgerald. Or it can look like this, where you have Zach Ertz, and then no quarterback, but then the same wide receiver 2, and running back. Defensively, it can look one of 2 ways. You can get the lineup with Ronnie Lott, Jalen Smith, Sam Mills, and Jack Youngblood, or it can look like this. I think it's very important to kind of look at how your team is, because there's no point to really pick up players that you already have on your team, because why position duplicate when you can help focus this team captain choice on a position where you actually need the help at. Let's go ahead and get into each team captain, check out the ratings, check out what abilities they can get, and then we'll go ahead and make our decision. Captain this year is so much better than they were last year, because last year you only had one choice in Ryan Shazier. Everything else was just kind of like blah. This year you got a bunch of really good options to pick from, as well as an exchange set that you can do an infinite amount of times, and it only just takes the team captain card. So it's going to be really easy to upgrade. So right here, Ed McCaffrey, let's check out his ratings on his 87 overall. And right now, if you guys have grinded the game, you can get this guy up to 89 with the team captain tokens. To get those, you just have to go to the solo challenges and play them to get team captain tokens. They offer one in the store for sale for like 100 coins. So it shouldn't cost you really anything to get this guy upgraded to 89 overall. So right now on his 87 overall, if you're running him here, 85 speed at 6'5", 215 with 85 catching and really good route running. So here are Ed McCaffrey's upgraded ratings to an 89 overall, 86 speed, so +1 speed, +2 catching, with +2 deep, +2 medium. So that's +2 upgrade, so it makes a lot of sense. And so he's a really good receiver, and I can see why a lot of you guys would actually want to choose him. But back to upgrades and see what type of receiver abilities he can have out here for you early on. So you get second wind, stamina, has a chance to replace you want to play. Wish I can figure out, it says has a chance. I'm not a big fan of that. I want these things to actually work and not kind of, occasionally work if the game deems so. That's not why you get abilities for the random dice roll. Not a fan of that. So ability tier slot 1, nothing crazy on. Let's check out ability tier slot 2. So ability tier 2 slot, he gets what red zone threat, matchup nightmare, reach for it, comeback, slot-o-matic, which could be good, man. Better cuts and catching on short slot routes. That's pretty dope. And then a bunch of mid-in elites. You got mid-out elites, so improved catching and medium passes from outside the numbers. Okay, so just nothing with route running, though. Improved catching. So these are all catching stuff now. This used to give you, like, increased route running as well, but it looks like that's not the case. It gives you better catching And then, so I guess this stuff, improved catching. So they changed this stuff up a lot this year. Instead of improved route running and stuff, it's just all catching stuff. So, I mean, you should catch the ball as it is, even with 86 catching. So I don't know how much improved catching should that mean. Maybe it'd be a little bit more glitchy catching traffic stuff. That's something I have to wait and see and do some testing and see how important these things happen to be. Because if it's not really improving route running and improving catching, I really don't see why you should put it on a card that has really good catching as it is. So we checked out McCaffrey's ratings. We've seen what he has to work with. And I know a lot of you guys absolutely love this card because he's 6'5" with great speed. You can't teach speed, and you can teach speed, but you can't teach height, right? Once a guy's already 6'5", you can't teach it. But early on, getting a guy with that combination of height and speed is gonna be hard to find other people in this game to replace him with. All those things that I mentioned are great things to have in a receiver, but the reason why I wouldn't pick this guy for my team captain choice is simply because of the position duplication you already have on your roster. Now, you don't got guys out here that are 6'5", but you got guys at Larry Fitzgerald who are 6'3", 3 speed slower, but still 6'3". Then if you're leveling up like most MUT players will be doing, you'll have this Andre Johnson boosted up to an 89 overall come level 50. Once you play your level up solo challenge, is going to get those upgrade pieces. And so I don't really see the point in picking up an Ed McCaffrey when you already have 2 receivers on your roster and there are holes that you can fill elsewhere, especially on that defense. All right, next up, let's check out team captain Eddie George. And after picking him early on, I have dubbed this card the Blake Bortles of running backs, right? He looks the part, man. He's a big dude. He has really good ratings, but when you get him in application, get him in the actual game, it just doesn't do it for me, man. I got this guy specifically to help knock out some of these solo challenges on Arcade. I think all the NFL Rival solo challenges are on Arcade. And when I tell you that this guy was not breaking any tackles or trucking people or stiff forming people on Arcade, that is an issue. Let's go ahead and check out the Blake Bortles of quarterbacks ratings right now. So he has 85 speed on his 87 with the 85 break tackle and 86 trucking. And that's really good, man. It's a really good card. Like, the stats look amazing. 6'3", 235. He's a big dude, thick boy. 82 stiff arm, 77 juke move. So again, just a straight up power back. So it's going to get this guy upgraded and see what abilities he can get on the back of this man's card. All right, upgrade is complete. Attributes, +1 speed, +1 excel, +1 agility, and then he got a probably +2 agility actually, but a +3 to track. Went from an 86 to an 89 for 3 tokens. So he is right on the precipice of basically getting 90 track, which I don't think is a threshold for anything, but it could potentially be a threshold for ability. So X Factor, we got Freight Train, which is increased attempt to break the next tackle, which is 500 training. That's probably the best one for him because that's going to be something, if you get active, he's going to be hard to bring down if you aren't playing a solo challenge where they tackle you in the backfield on Arcade. First ability slot, he gets Bulldozer, more powerful truck animations. I'm not a big fan. I like trucking a lot, but because the animations take too long. And then ability tier slot 2, we got Reach Forward, which is really, really weird. Frequently gains additional yards while being tackled. And then, yeah, there's nothing else here that really is great, right? This is probably the best ability he gets. You'll be able to gain yourself additional yards you probably wouldn't have got if he wasn't doing it. So Reach Forward and then Energizer might be great. Now, the reason why I wouldn't choose Eddie George outside of him not help me through these solo challenges, mostly because of the fact, again, position duplication. If you're playing the Rivals challenges, you're gonna be getting a guy that goes by the name of Purple Jesus and Adrian Peterson, who is also a guy that's going to be out here with very similar looking stats, right? So you get 86 speed, you get the same agility, acceleration is pretty much negligible at that point. I don't believe in carry as a rating because they're going to fumble or they're not going to fumble. Both can't catch. I'm not too sure how much different 78 is to 83, but Adrian Peterson has felt smooth for me. Maybe that's a height and weight thing. I'm not exactly sure. Trucking 84 to 89, I know that's not going to be that big of a difference. Break tackle, you got +5 there too. So it looks like on surface value that Eddie George is better than Adrian Peterson, and he potentially could be. My thing is, why would you want to have this Eddie George when you already have AP? You can rock both of them, obviously, but you already have a running back on your roster if you're playing the game. So it doesn't make any sense to pick Eddie George up right now. maybe down the line when he gets an upgraded card, and maybe down the line when if you can get rid of the Adrian Peterson by collecting him into an exchange set, then it'll make a lot of sense to go back to Eddie George if you lost your running back. But I probably wouldn't pick up Eddie George until he can get something like Armbar. I feel like Armbar could be really good, especially if you compare that with with Equalizer, because after every successful what would it say? After every successful skill move, you get replenished stamina, so you can go ahead and do Energizer, Armbar, then just stiff it, and maybe Bruiser as well. But that's level 96, at least at tier 2. I don't know what it's going to be at tier 3 when it gets to 90 overall, if it's going to be much easier to get. Well, yeah, no, that's 90 stiff arm, where this is just not overall. So there's a good chance you might be able to get Bruiser at 90 overall, which I think is not going to be until Series 2 when we actually get to upgrade our team cap. Real quick, checking out the abilities of Adrian Peterson. He gets the same X factors, as you can see. Gets Energizer, second win right here, and then right here you also get Reach for it too. So why pick up Eddie George when you have Adrian Peterson? All right, so my camera just stopped recording, but luckily I caught it, so it missed out on some stuff, but it is what it is. Sometimes that's life YouTubers, man. Technical difficulty. So up next, checking out this Leroy Glover. So I'm going to speed through this thing just in case bad things happen. So he's a guy you can end up choosing for your team captain just because he's a big, thick boy, play in the middle of your defensive line. If you use a defensive lineman, he's going to be a great guy to have because of, well, he's a speed rusher though, but he's still, the user D-lines mechanics and stuff I've been seeing, like people upload to YouTube, have been insane. I saw an animation where a guy legitimately like hit stick the center and ran through him. So if you do not mind using a D-tackle to go ahead and take advantage of how this game is coded, you're probably gonna have a lot of fun this year. We got a guy with 75 speed, which is pretty solid for a D-tackle, weighing 285 pounds, 85 acceleration with 86 tackle, 80 power move, and 85 finesse move. Let's go ahead and get this guy upgraded to an 89 overall and see what abilities he can rock for us. Glover is upgraded. Let's go ahead and see what this man's X factors are. So he gets Fearmonger, Unstoppable Force, which worked amazing last year, Reinforcement. I hope that this actually works this year, because this thing took so long to get activated, and then you get it activated, the guy runs stretch and gets 20 yards, and you just deactivate it instantly because the shit didn't work. We get Relentless, rush moves no longer cost points, which would be crazy if that gets activated. Run Stuffer, again, hopefully this works again. That took way too long to activate last year, and when you activated it, it got deactivated so fast. Momentum Shift, wipe all their progress, Selfless, and you got Blitz. On-field blockers have their resistance bars wiped. Wow. All right, so we got Mr. Big Stop. That's Adrenaline Rush right here. Sacks restore all pass rush points. BOGO, buy one, gets one free spinning point, extra credit. Mr. Big Stop, starting third down with the half year. Okay, that's dope. Start third down and fourth down with half your pass rush points. Indoor Baller, we get Speedster. These stuff, don't worry about that. Speed rush moves are partially ignore. Okay. Spin rush moves partially ignore block resistance, and then Swim Club, swim/club moves partially ignore block resistance at tier 1, and then tier 2. We got, let's see, instant rebate, successful block sheds grant a pass rush point, reach elite, rip moves partially ignore blocker resistance points. And then we got Stonewall, prevents additional yardage gains while tackling. Unpredictable sheds, wins are less likely to add blocker resistance. Unfakeable, and then we got Secure Tackle, and everything else is, well, no, Swim Club is, say, everything else will be had in that last tier 1 slot. So this is interesting, right? I don't know what none of this stuff means. I need to get online and test this out. Let's go ahead and check out his attributes again at the 89 overall spot. Now we got upgraded. He has 76 speed, that's a +1, 89 tackle, 87 finesse, 83 power movement, 85 block shed. So 6'2", 285. So he's a solid defensive lineman. Only reason to get this guy would be if you're gonna plan on using defensive line. So if you don't plan to use defensive line, he'd be a nice guy to have out here filling a gap, but you can find other cards in this game, whether they're gold or elite or some team builder guys to place out here for, not gonna say a little bit cheap, he's free obviously, but a guy that has similar style of rating. It's not like he has anything on him that's glitchy. 87 finesse move is amazing, but it's not 90. So he's not gonna be able to get like finesse specialist where he's gonna be able to rip through the quarterback or rip through the lineman instantly to get to the quarterback. And his block shed being at 85 is great, but he doesn't get run stopper until a higher tier, obviously, since he is a speed rusher and defensive tackle. So I like him a lot. I just don't see the value in picking him up when you can find other items in this game. So that leaves us with one more team captain to check out, and that is going to be Aeneas Williams. So here's Aeneas Williams, 87 overall cornerback. Let's go and check out his attributes on his 87. He's out here with 85 speed, 85 man, 81 zone, and 78 press, 5'11", 200 pounds. He has an 87 change direction, so he's going to be great after he catches a pick. And then he has, 77 juke move, which is not great, but just being able to like shift around with this guy after he gets the ball in his hands is going to be perfect. Let's go and upgrade this guy, check out his ratings, go check out his abilities, and then I'll give you guys my reasoning on why I think this is the best team captain choice for your Madden Ultimate team. X Factor wise, he gets shutdown, zone hawk, bottleneck, dominantly wins man press attempts. That's crazy. And he gets universal coverage. Wait, that's now okay. That's now an X Factor. That used to be an ability, now it's an X Factor. That's pretty interesting. So I hate the fact you still have to buy the damn card or buy the ability to see how to get this activated. That's something they have to fix soon. It's so dumb. So first ability tier slot, he go ahead and gets short route KO, improved knockout and man in short routes. We got outmatch, better contested catching against running backs. What? Okay, and then you get tip drill, and then you get second wind. Again, not a fan of that one because don't know when it's gonna pop up. And then we got medium, deep. We get chuck out, zone chucks, fatigue the receiver. We get, bro, what? That could be nice. We get acrobat, we get bench press. Press wins, fatigues the receiver, so it makes them their stamina go much faster, which means they'll be slower if they run out of stamina. That's dope. We get one step ahead, faster reaction to receiver cuts in man cover. Bro, what? These abilities are nuts. These abilities are nuts, bro. So you can go ahead and throw on one step ahead and get faster reaction to receiver cuts in man coverage. So this dude is bananas, man. And so, funny enough, I didn't check out the abilities before I did this video because, you know, we do things on this channel unprepared. Yeah, but after looking at this right now, my decision has been validated 100%. So the main reason why I think you should choose a guy like Aeneas Williams over a guy like Ed McCaffrey, Leroy Glover, and obviously Eddie George is specifically because of it's so hard to find dominant cornerbacks in Madden Ultimate Team, and especially one you're getting for the low cost of playing solos and getting some tokens to upgrade it. So right now, if you're playing the solo challenges, the only cornerback that's worth a damn would be the team builder solos, but those take a while to complete. And if you want to get online right now, you'll still get an AJ Tyrell, or you can get the Trey Waynes, but those guys can't cover anybody. If you want to go to the auction block and look at cornerbacks that can cover people, you got Asante Samuel, you got Stephen Gilmore, you got Troy Vincent, but those cards are going for so much coins, and with everybody having a ton of receivers in Madden right now to kind of throw out there an offense at you, it's nice not to have to buy 3 cornerbacks to shut down their 3 receivers. It's nice to only have to buy 2 and then put that coin that you were going to spend on another cornerback elsewhere into improving your team. Aeneas Williams allows that action to happen, so that's why I think this is the guy you want to have on your Madden Ultimate Team roster, because he can not only cover, he also allows you to save coins on buying another shutdown cornerback to help contend with a lot of these top receivers in the game right now. But I'm gonna try to get some gameplay out ASAP with this Aeneas Williams one step ahead, seeing how crazy this is. That's a 3 AP point thing. I'm just gonna put that on, and then maybe I'll throw on bottleneck, or I'll throw on universal coverage, because that's now a man and zone too. So this card could be just shut down if I can get that activated, man. So expect some Aeneas Williams gameplay very soon. Expect some gameplay for Leroy Glover. I'm gonna get on my hands and knees, no, my hands and feet, and get out here and use the defensive lineman. And we're also gonna get out here and go crazy with the Eddie George, and as well as with the Ed McCaffrey, kind of get the father-son duo out there on the field to get out here and produce. But anyway, it's been your boy Tex. Hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry for my camera breaking twice during this video, so we'll get that shit fixed and we'll come back better than the next one. Y'all take care. Peace.
They say money can't buy your happiness, but I swear to God, it's a good down payment. Trying to stuff so many benches in my pocket, you would swear that I was out here trying to drown Franklin. I was bred in the slums, got fed up with crumbs, now you don't play a pound cake. Told me when it was a root of all evil, but I swear to God, I ain't never found safe.